Hello, I'm Rabbi Elton from the Great Synagogue in Sydney, and welcome to From the Rabbi's Bookshelves. My volume today is the first Jewish volume I owned in my own right. It is the Pentateuch and Haftorahs, edited by Chief Rabbi Dr. Joseph Herman Hertz, and was a gift on my bar mitzvah from the shul I belong to, Holy Law Synagogue in Manchester. Now, Hertz was born in 1872 in Central Europe, in Slovakia, came to the United States of America, and went to the Jewish Theological Seminary and was its first graduate. At that point, the JTS was a modern Orthodox institution. He became a rabbi of a synagogue in Syracuse in upstate New York, but when they introduced mixed pews, he left that synagogue in protest. He became a rabbi in Witwatersrand in South Africa, and then briefly in Orach Chaim, a high-status German Orthodox synagogue on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and then he became the Chief Rabbi of the British Empire, posted here from 1913 until his death in 1946. He was very, very active in all areas of Jewish life. He spoke and wrote and organised extensively. He was the leader of British Jewry through the First World War and also the Second World War. He was an active Zionist. One area he saw a real need for development and change was in terms of a Jewish commentary on the Chumash, on the 5 books of Moses, in English. There were commentaries in English by Christians, and of course there were the many generations of Jewish commentary in Hebrew. But for the regular Jew in a pew in a synagogue in England or the British Empire who wanted to be able to read something during the reading of the Torah in the synagogue, there really wasn't very much available. This had encouraged people either to read Christian commentaries or to press for the reduction of the length of the laning, the Torah reading, by only reading a third of the parashah, the weekly portion, each week. In order to combat these tendencies, Hertz produced over many, many years a commentary which was finally published in 1936 in full. The two great features of this commentary are his appeal to all commentators to expound the meaning of the text. Hertz was the filter. He was willing to take ideas from anywhere. And second, his rejection of biblical criticism, the idea that the Torah is a composite work edited over many years rather than a revelation given to Moses on Mount Sinai. I will read to you from his introduction, which sets out his stall very clearly. Jewish and non-Jewish commentators, ancient, medieval and modern, have been freely drawn upon. Accept the true, from whatever source it comes, is sound rabbinic doctrine. In fact, that's Maimonides. Even if it be from the pages of a devout Christian expositor or of an iconoclastic Bible scholar, Jewish or non-Jewish. This does not affect the Jewish traditional nature of the work. My conviction that the criticism of the Pentateuch, associated with the name of Wellhausen, the leading German biblical critic of the 19th century, is a perversion of history and a desecration of religion, is unshaken. Likewise, my refusal to eliminate the divine either from history or from human life. The commentary has two great elements. There is the running commentary underneath each page. You have the Hebrew text, an English translation, and then Hertz's commentary underneath. But there are also the additional notes, important essays on the themes of each book of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, which set out at greater length his position on different questions. He was the editor, not the author. He took contributions from other scholars, but the work was so finely edited, and in some cases almost entirely written by him, it deserves to bear his name and his imprimatur. It's been studied by scholars, including a work dedicated to its analysis by Rabbi Dr. Harvey Merovich, and it remains a very popular volume in many synagogues all around the world. Thanks for joining.